New theories are emerging suggesting that Joe Biden has a clone and that the Biden that has been seen in public post-COVID is not the real Joe Biden.
That back there is not real.
But before we get into that, please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already, and click that post notification bell so that you never miss an upload. So on July 17th, just a few weeks ago, Joe Biden tested positive for COVID while he was in Las Vegas for a series of events. Now, it was announced that Biden was going to put his campaign on pause for a few days to fully recover at his home in Delaware. Then on July 20th, Biden's doctor said that he was improving steadily with his pulse, blood pressure, respiratory rate, and temperature remaining absolutely normal. And then on July 21st, Joe Biden posted to his X account, or I guess he didn't, but whoever runs his social media account posted that he would be dropping out of the 2024 presidential race. And then 1 hour after that, he also posted to his X account that he would be fully endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris to be the nominee for the Democratic Party. Now, it wouldn't be until July 24th, 3 days after his announcement on X, that he would deliver an address from the Oval Office. Now, this was the first time since July 17th that Biden had been seen by the public. People wondered if Biden even knew he had dropped out of the race because he was in isolation and hadn't been seen in public. Now, on the same day of his address from the Oval Office about his decision to drop out of the race, this video of Biden was posted to X. Now, as soon as this video was posted, people were like,
"Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right."
Does COVID make people taller? Because damn, Joe Biden looks super tall in this video. Tons of people noticed this and started sharing photos of Joe Biden next to his wife, Jill Biden, where she seems to be only a few inches shorter than him, compared to the video where Joe looks at least a foot, if not more, taller than Jill. Now, for some context, Joe Biden is 6 feet tall, while Jill Biden is 5 foot 6 inches. Alex Jones shared on X, "There is no doubt that this is not the real Joe Biden. The legs are 6 to 8 inches longer and the face is clearly different. The deep state has completed its coup over the executive branch and is guaranteed to attempt another election theft." Also, at MJ Truth Ultra on X posted some calculations. "I took a snapshot of Joe and Jill Biden walking out, as this is the best comparison side by side. Joe Biden is said to be 6 foot, Jill Biden is said to be 5 foot 6. Jill Biden is wearing at least 2 to 3 inch heels. Jill looks to be as tall as Joe's chin. The average distance from the chin to the top of a man's head is 24.1 centimeters, which equals 9.4 inches, and Jill Biden's heels are 2 to 3 inches. So using the low end of both of those numbers, 9 plus 2 equals 11 inches, minus the difference between Joe and Jill, 6 inches, this Joe Biden is somewhere between 4 to 5 inches taller. Long COVID has taken on a whole new meaning. LOL. So basically, if you are getting lost here, because there's a lot of information here, people are theorizing that the Joe Biden seen in public after his COVID isolation is a Biden clone. They're suggesting that somebody is playing Joe Biden and the real Joe Biden is staying out of the public. But you know what? Let's test this theory ourselves. All right, so opening up our trusty Photoshop with a picture of Joe and Jill Biden pre-COVID, and we're talking about before Biden had COVID, and we come here and we take a line from her head to Joe Biden. So about eye level. We can say that she is about eye level to Joe Biden. Okay, here's a different picture. Let's try this one. We'll go top of her head, and it's about eye level. Okay, here's another one. It looks like her hair is a little more poofy than normal, so let's just go like about here, and it's about eye level. Now, the reason why I'm showing 3 different pictures is because in the picture where everybody's saying that Joe Biden is a lot taller, she is wearing heels. So that's why we did different pictures, because I would assume that she's wearing heels in this picture and also wearing heels in this picture. Don't know about this picture, but let's assume that, you know, maybe one of them she's wearing heels, maybe the other she's not, just so we can make this as fair as we can. I'm also trying to get different like camera angles here and the way they're standing different, just so we can get a rough estimate of how normally Joe Biden looked next to her, if that makes sense. Okay, now here's a picture post-COVID from Joe Biden, and let's see. Top of her head, let's say it's about here. Huh. That's not very eye level. And you can see here, she is wearing heels. Those are the 2 to 3 inch heels as estimated. And Joe Biden's just wearing normal dress shoes, probably like he always does. But yeah, we can see that the top of her head is now aligning with his nose, roughly. But we can also say that, hey, she's leaned over a little bit. Okay. So here is another picture. This is right after his address from the Oval Office after announcing that he was dropping out of the race. And we can just go top of her head, straight over, about nose height again. So if we look at the pictures before, it pretty much shows every single time the top of her head is pretty much lined up to Joe Biden's eye, maybe even slightly a little bit above his eye. I mean, here you can see it's slightly above his eye. Right here, about eye, slightly above the eye. And then same with this one, the top of her head, around a little bit taller than his eye. But then we look at after he recovered from COVID and showing himself after he dropped out of the race. And look, Jill Biden is now up to about his nose, around his nose. And we can see it here pretty clearly. But yeah, you can also say, oh, she's leaning over a little bit. She's leaning to the side. Obviously, with depth, she's going to be shorter. But then you also have this picture where, again, her head pretty much lines up with his nose. Okay, Joe Biden's looking up. So let's factor that in. He's looking up a little bit. Okay, still on the nose. So yeah, it seems that Joe Biden is definitely a little bit taller than Jill post-COVID. But maybe it could have been the camera angle, or maybe Joe had in some height booster soles to his shoes that day or something like that. But wait, on July 25th, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, met with Joe Biden at the White House, and Biden towered over him. But wait, Google has both Netanyahu and Biden listed at 6 feet tall. But in these pictures, Biden is clearly taller than him. Again, let's test this theory ourselves. All right, so looking at this picture from a few days ago, we can clearly see that Joe Biden is a lot taller. And remember, both these people are apparently 6 feet tall. So we can go top of his head. It's about in line of the middle of Joe Biden's forehead. Maybe even a little bit down. Yeah, let's say a little bit down on his forehead, but that's about the line. Okay, we've got this picture too. We can go top of his head. Yep, pretty much the same exact spot. And then we have this picture, which says to be from October 18th, 2023. And if we look at the top of his head, it's almost in line with the top of Joe Biden's head. This photo, the Wall Street Journal says it's from 2016. So then again, we'll go top of his head. We'll say it's about here. Pretty much in line with Joe Biden's head. Here's another one. Pretty much right at the top of his head. So just a few days ago, the picture shows that Joe Biden is, I'd say, maybe 2, 3, 4 inches taller than he was back in last year, and that he was in 2016, and even from whenever this was. From my personal research, it seems that Biden appears to be taller than usual. Now, there is a crazy conspiracy theory that we are going to get into, but before we do that, Joe Biden appearing taller post-COVID doesn't just automatically mean it's a clone or it's not Joe Biden. It's a theory, okay? Everybody calm down. They could have given Biden different soles in his shoes to maybe help him with walking or to make walking easier on his joints. And in return, maybe the soles added a few inches to his height or something like that. Again, these are all just theories. Just because we were talking about it doesn't mean it's 100% true. But anyways, there is a new crazy conspiracy theory basically saying that Joe Biden is being played by Jim Carrey. Now, this conspiracy theory comes from a TikTok creator by the name of Fittest Flat Earther, who in his bio literally says that he is a satire account and everything is for entertainment purposes only.
I saved my best work for last. Enjoy the editing. I'll point him out as we go. Watch the arm timing.
I hold you to it.
I'm free on the 7th. That's 7.
The synchronicity, it's too much to be a coincidence.
7th. That's 7.
Hand railing.
Reach it to the top.
It's not a coincidence, guys. It's not. Even the blue doorways here. Come on. What do you think the chances are? 1 out of 100? Maybe 1 out of a million? As long as you're telling me there's a chance, I'm okay with it. And as always, this was pure entertainment. Just satire. I don't really think these guys are the same.
Here's another video he has made about Jim Carrey being Joe Biden.
I think maybe, just maybe, we just saw the last of Jim. And I didn't misspeak. I meant Jim Carrey. Because if you don't know, this has been going on for quite a while. And if you're new here or to this theory, I've done a lot of videos on it, so go catch up real quick. But if you're not new here, I'm going to show you how this mask-loving Jim Carrey is just doing his farewell walk. Now, in my opinion, and that's all it ever is my opinion, but I like to give my opinion with evidence. Jim is retiring from this role, and he's moving on to bigger things, which I'll get to in a minute. But I've done this many times before because they create things in the past to duplicate things in the future. And did you notice that exact same forward head posture? But I digress. And here is just more evidence that they're the same people. And I've done this many, many, many times where something he does, he's done exactly the same in a movie role. Just like here, taking his final bow before he goes behind the curtain to change roles.
Again, people, these are theories. I'm not spreading misinformation or anything. These are theories that are not confirmed or have any factual evidence to back them up. These are simply just theories and speculations and people using their freedom of speech. So don't get mad at me. Pretty please, don't get mad at me. I didn't do anything. I recommend you all to do your own personal research before riding with any of these theories, because these Joe Biden taller post-COVID speculations all come from photos. There hasn't been anybody who has seen Joe Biden in person recently that can confirm or deny these speculations. Or maybe there has been and they just haven't spoken up yet. So does Joe Biden have a clone, or does he maybe just have some different souls in his shoes or something? As always, let me know down in the comments what you guys' thoughts are on these theories. And if you enjoyed the video, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribing if you guys are new or just haven't subscribed yet. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out.